Hello and welcome to Masters Academy's course on social media advertising. This is going to be one of our biggest and most exciting courses because in it we are going to build upon everything that we've learned so far in order to master the art of social media advertising. So in this course we'll cover a lot, and so let's start with a little introduction to see what we are going to learn and why social media ads are so good. So first of all, let's start with some stats on social ads. Let's start with Facebook. Facebook ads reach almost 2 billion out of the 2.5 billion monthly users that Facebook has, which is a lot. You can reach a huge portion of Facebook's users, and 80% of social referrals to e-commerce sites came from Facebook in 2019. That's a huge portion. Also, 74% of Facebook users check it daily, which means that we can use Facebook for more than just awareness ads and getting new customers. We can make customer journeys, we can make retention campaigns, advocacy campaigns, and we can do a lot of creative stuff that we can't really do in other advertising platforms. Also, we need to be aware of the fact that 96% of Facebook users access it on mobile, and mobile is really the primary way people use Facebook and most of the social media platforms. And that's why we need to be aware of that fact, and we need to adjust for it and go with a mobile first approach. I know that a lot of us marketers like to make these big ads and like to look at them on desktop because we have a lot more space, we can fit a lot more things, and our ads are bigger and more beautiful. But what happens in reality is that users mostly see them on mobile, and we should always be focusing on the mobile first experience, both with our ads and with our landing pages. Next, almost a bit over 900 million people can be reached by ads on Instagram as well. So Instagram is now a part of Facebook, and the two kind of go together. So we will be definitely covering everything there is to know about advertising on Instagram as well. Social media ad spend amounts to more than $89 billion in 2019, and we believe that in 2020 it will go over 100. So people spend a lot of money on social ads, and there's a reason to do that. Also, 94% of the Facebook ad revenue for the third quarter of 2019 came from mobile. You again see that big focus on mobile. 94% is a lot. And in 2020, advertisers will likely spend over almost $17 per mobile user on ads. So that, in comparison, I know it doesn't seem like a big number right now, but in comparison, if you compare it to other display networks, there the number is more like 10, and if it reaches 10, it's a good network, right? So most of the time, this is for other networks, this number is very low, and so people will spend a lot more per user on social ads, which means that there's a much more engaging continuity throughout time. And also, the worldwide average CPM is down 3% year over year. This happens because more and more people start to use social media, and they also use social media more and more. And so the more people use social media and the more people use it more and more, the CPM prices go down, which is very good for us marketers. Also, 92% of B2B marketers use LinkedIn as well, and 41% of the world's millionaires are on LinkedIn, and Twitter has more than 330 million active users, which obviously shows that there's a lot of potential in all the different social networks that we are going to learn how to advertise on. Now, I'll take a minute to talk about our own stats with social ads and show you what we've done so far. First of all, our average return on ad spend on social ads is 10.5 and over that. For some campaigns, we even have some campaigns that have over 70. Now, this is an incredible number. And even though we are much better than most people, getting a return on ad spend of somewhere around 3 could mean a very, very profitable business. The difference between 1.5 and 2 is the difference between, most of the time, is the difference between a profitable business and a bankrupt business, and between 2 and 3 is the difference between a profitable and a very, very profitable business. And over 3, things start to get very, very, very good. Now, of course, that depends on the margins that you have and so on, and sometimes you would need to get that number a bit higher, but with our average around 10, we have some very, very profitable campaigns. In general, we have over 30 campaigns who have made over $1 million. Some of them have made over 10, some over $15 million. And all of this is because the more data that you accumulate in your ad campaigns, the better Facebook advertising and social media advertising becomes overall. So the more you spend, the more you advertise, the better your campaigns become, and the easier it becomes for you to make more and more money, which is very, very good. And the algorithms for optimization get better and better over time as well. So we expect that to keep being the case. Now, also, we use social ads for 100% of our clients. There is really no marketing strategy that we have that's completely excluding ads on social media. And that's because we can use social media ads throughout pretty much every single part of the customer journey, from the awareness phase to the advocacy phase. Facebook ads are amazing everywhere, and not just Facebook ads, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn, very, very good across the board. And 99% of our social ad campaigns have a positive return on ad spend, meaning that we make more money than we spend. And the one exception to that is Masters Academy, because it's just not there yet. We have a bit more optimization to get that campaign profitable, but we expect that to become profitable for sure, and we definitely mean to get it there. And so social ads are a more expensive service than AdWords and other advertising services as well. And the reason for that is my next point, that on social ads, it's easier to retain clients due to ad fatigue. Now, what I mean by clients here is clients that you provide the service of managing their Facebook ads. And that's because when we are talking about social media ads, people get rather quickly tired of the same ads. In Google search, you can run the same ad for years without changing it, and if it's really, really good, you don't touch it and everything is fine. On social, there's no such thing because of that ad fatigue. People don't want to see the same thing over and over again, and that's why you need to refresh your ad creatives more and more. Meaning that you have to work a lot more to maintain a social campaign than a campaign on Google search, for example. And that means that if you have more work, you are going to make more money. And so in terms of providing Facebook ads as a service, it's a better service than Google ads in a lot of cases, depending on how you set up your contracts, of course. And also, when you think about social ads, there's the other fact that they are a little bit harder to scale, right? In Google, you can scale your campaigns quite easily by going over a larger impression share and adding more keywords and so on. But on social, when you increase your budgets and you widen your targeting, things get worse, and then you need to account for that and optimize for that and start excluding some pieces of that audience that you just increased. So there's just, in general, a lot more work in maintenance and scaling these campaigns. But on the other hand, social ads have incremental effects. Now, these incremental effects are quite important and they need to be mentioned. So first of all, the more and more you advertise on social networks, the more and more you build reputation. That happens in several ways. First of all, your ads accumulate responses or engagements. And these engagements can dramatically improve the performance of your ads. On top of that, you also develop your social profiles. You get more reviews, you get more likes and more followers, and this effect accumulates as well because social ads also have a bit of an organic side to them, and they have their own organic life, and people can share them, and you can benefit from all the social mechanics of social ads, which is really great. On top of that, I think the most important incremental effect that social ads have is that the more data you have in your account, the better your account performs. And if you take an account that was managed well and accumulated a lot of data and a lot of conversions, over time, even if you get a little bit sloppy and you make bad ads and bad targeting and bad campaigns overall, the data that the account has will carry over to your new campaigns, and they will still be successful because Facebook's automatic optimization algorithms will have a lot of data to work with and still get you very, very good results. So in general, the more you advertise, the more money you spend, the better everything becomes. And that's really, really cool. And the fact that these things need a lot of work means that it's harder for clients to get rid of you if you provide it as a service, because once you stop maintaining them, due to ad fatigue, the performance of these ads goes down dramatically, and then they stop working, and your clients call you again and say, hey, we really need to get back on track. Right. Now, it's time for us to check what are we going to learn in this course. As always, we will start with strategy. We'll discuss all the different types of social media advertising strategies and how to create our advertising strategy. We'll start, of course, with planning our campaigns, using campaign planner, setting our goals and objectives, really knowing where we want to get to before we start doing the work. The next step in the preparation is going to be setting up our business manager, and we are going to be using Facebook to demonstrate most of the functionalities in this course. Of course, we will cover Instagram and Twitter and LinkedIn, but once you understand how the different functionalities work, you can really apply them to any advertising platform, even the ones that don't yet exist. They will be following the same path. So once you learn this, you'll be able to handle any social media advertising platform. Now, as I said, we'll start with setting up our business manager, where we're going to set up our ad accounts, our pages, our tracking pixels, our business settings, our billing and payments, and everything that we need to run a social advertising campaign on Facebook specifically and Instagram. Then I'll show you quickly how to boost posts the right way, so you can get to practicing a little bit in the very beginning, and then we'll start getting serious with talking about campaign structure, the different objectives that you can go for on social media, and we'll be discussing budgets, bidding models, buying types in very big details without leaving anything off the table. We'll be breaking down how to select your audiences and targeting in a lot of detail. We'll go through all the different targeting options that you can use, and then move on to how to make your ad creatives, go through all the different ad types, which in social media are a lot really. From simple posts to carousel ads, video ads, lead gen ads, offer ads, and there's a lot really there. And I'll show you a lot of my own ad copywriting tips that will help you get better engagement and better performance out of your ads as well. We'll go through all the key, well, not all the key, but all of the ad policies, not just the key ones. We'll go through all of them and really pay serious attention to account quality, because as I said, the incremental effects that you get from your campaign data is probably one of the most important things when creating an ad campaign. And so managing your account quality is very, very important on Facebook, because if your account gets somehow banned for policy violations, you're going to lose all the data in that account. And this is very, very bad, because you really need that data to make better and better campaigns. So maintaining your account safe and healthy is going to be very important. Then, of course, we are going to talk about campaign maintenance and ad fatigue, and how to keep a campaign running consistently without having huge up and downs throughout the campaign's life. And of course, after that, we are going to talk about how to scale a campaign. Once it's successful, of course, you want to get more successful, and so you have to scale those campaigns, but that is a bit tricky, and we'll discuss all the different things that go into that process as well. Now, as I told you, that's a big course, so we have a bit more to cover in this course. We'll be covering all the different campaigns that we generally do on social media. Those would be campaigns focused on direct sales, e-commerce and online stores, lead generation and sales campaigns, some high-ticket sales and big closing. We'll be discussing event and local business campaigns, and then we are going to show you how to use the Facebook analytics and all the data that Facebook provides for your campaigns, how to use the Facebook Insights, which is the data that Facebook provides outside of your campaign, so you can take advantage of that as well. And then I'll show you how to use the Facebook reports and how to customize them to your liking so that you can make quick and efficient analyses. I'll show you how to diagnose your campaigns to find any issues with your campaigns, your website, and your entire customer journey, which is going to be very, very important for the optimization of those campaigns. I'll show you how to do competitive analysis and how to adjust your strategy based on what your competitors are doing in advertising on Facebook, because in Facebook, it's very likely that your audience is also going to see your competitors' ad campaigns, and that's why you need to be paying attention to that and adjusting to that. Also, in social ads, we have what we call social responses. Those would be all the Facebook and Instagram and whatever likes, comments, and the shares and so on. And these responses need a management of their own, because your ads actually accumulate engagement and responses, and you can carry that over to new campaigns and you can manage it. And kind of each of your ads gets its own discussion board where people are talking about your product, and it matters a lot whether they're saying a good or a bad thing there, and so you need to be managing that as well. I'll show you how to optimize your entire customer journey, not just your ads. I'll show you some of the common mistakes to avoid, which can be really, really huge and detrimental to your campaigns. And something as small as the type of objective or the type of conversion that you're using can double or even triple the results of your campaign. So avoiding these mistakes will be very, very important. Also, we'll cover a huge number of advanced topics and strategies, which I did not specifically include into that list because that video would get over half an hour if I did, but there are a lot. And at the end, we'll discuss the other social advertising platforms, namely Twitter and LinkedIn, because we'll be talking about Instagram all the time as well. And we'll mainly the functionalities and the things that you do would be the same, but we'll discuss the key differences in the audiences, in the behavior of the people on that platform, in their interests and when they use it and how they use it, and also the costs involved in advertising on the different platforms and what are the best uses of each platform. At the end, of course, I will show you how you can go through the Facebook Blueprint certifications so that you can get certified as a professional. You can also register as an agency and start building your reputation there and start walking the path toward becoming a Facebook marketing partner agency, which for those of you who want to start a business with Facebook, that's something that's going to be very important. And finally, of course, I will show you how to start your own Facebook ads business, whether it's an agency or if you want to work as a freelancer. We'll discuss the particulars in finding clients, closing them, keeping them, and also running the ads as well as a service, so that you can make yourself some money from everything that you just learned if you're not specifically working for a certain business and you want to run a business of your own with Facebook ads. Now, We will be covering mainly the 4 big social platforms as of right now. That would be Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter. But as I mentioned several times, platforms themselves do not matter that much, because once you learn these, you will be able to handle any new up-and-coming platform that comes into the future, and there will be very, very few differences. Now, that's it for our introduction, and in the next video, we'll start directly with creating our Facebook ads strategy.